Turning to other news stories to do with World Architecture Day, and the Ghana Institute of Architects says COVID-19 has negatively impacted business. Now, at an event to commemorate the day in Accra, President of the Institute, SM Korte, said businesses of members almost came to a standstill. There's more in this report.
In an engagement with Joy Business, President of the Ghana Institute of Architects, SM Korte, debunked claims that their services are overpriced, hence not many people can engage the services of an architect.
I am aware of that, but truth be told that it's often not the reality. It's often exaggerated. The service that and the quality that you get from engaging an architect is often something that most people who have done so would attest to it. You build a building to last a lifetime. These are the products of what we do. Is not for today, it's not for 2 years or 3 years, it's for a lifetime. And perhaps it's worth the investment. Most people would probably build only once in their lifetime or may never build. If you're engaging an architect service to dream of something that would serve your purpose today, 10 years, 50 years, and even be passed on to your children, it's probably worth the investment to get an architect's input into.
So, Architect Korte further explained that COVID-19 almost collapsed the architectural industry, rendering the sector absolutely ineffective.
Well, it's been a massive setback in many regards. As you may know, construction is something, or buildings are things that people do not consider part of one's basic necessity. COVID-19 brought with it a lot of economic hardships that people had to think of how they were going to live through the next day. And when people are in such states, the last thing they will be thinking about is construction of buildings and houses and offices. So yes, there are also a lot of international partners who are involved in our real estate industry. And once there was all the travel bans, we could not go, they could not come in as well. So it's had major impacts on architecture generally.
An architectural student from the Central University, Hendrik Stanley, who presented on the topic disaster management and emergency housing, urged the government to create housing opportunities for individuals who might be displaced after a disaster.
We have a whole lot of people who are displaced and they end up creating slums, because when you leave people on their own and not really show them, oh, you can be here or you can stay here as a community, they would end up building up slums. And then we have this new slums developing, and then you hear of this going on here, and we all end up having an urban layout that is not good for the country. Now, what if we had a type of housing that could be provided for them, a community that could be created for them immediately after the disaster strikes, and they themselves could put this structure up?
And that's your business update. Sports is up next.